Hi everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this update video this morning. I do hope you're doing really great, and as you would have seen from the thumbnail and even the title, we've got our first tropical wave. So the first tropical wave of the season has emerged from Africa. That actually happened yesterday. So we're going to be talking about it. We'll be looking at what to expect this year and what's typical with these systems as well. So let's get into the details. Alright, so our tropical wave is just off the African coast. And as we zoom into the coast of Africa here, we can see some disorganized convection because this is not something that is being watched for any development or anything like that. A tropical wave that is an area of low pressure and elongated low pressure area. So every year we get around 60 to 65 tropical waves that emerge, and they propagate across the tropical Atlantic. Now, they are a major source of rain for many places within the Caribbean, but of course it becomes a problem when these tropical waves actually materialize and become tropical storms or even hurricanes. Now, the early ones are usually not a bother, and they're usually not very strong or robust. However, there have been cases of anomalies. We saw that last year for sure with Beryl, which occurred late June to early July. So that was one of those cases, guys. But as for this one, not expecting anything much from it for right now. I'll keep you guys posted as it traverses the tropical Atlantic and approaches the Caribbean. It should reach the Eastern Caribbean within the next week or so. So as I said, we're going to be talking about it. But as we look to the Caribbean region, we still see some action associated with that trough. We see all this moisture across sections of the Eastern Caribbean still very much there. Many places have been experiencing some rain. Some areas have been flooded. And in the case of any additional heavy downpours which may result in flooding, please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. And elsewhere across the Northern Caribbean, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, not seeing a whole lot, maybe some clusters of clouds which may move by with a stray shower or so. Likewise for southern Haiti and going to eastern Jamaica. Towards Central America, within the vicinity of El Salvador, southern Guatemala, there's been some activity there. Definitely some activity across northern South America. Now, as we look at the rain forecast, this is what is expected, and more color indicates more rain. So we're not seeing as much color compared to yesterday, but we can definitely experience some additional periods of those downpours across sections of the Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, even Hispaniola as well. There could definitely be a couple instances of those showers and even thunderstorms, especially as we head towards the afternoon for Jamaica. Similar story across parts of Central America, especially towards the Pacific coast. And northern South America is definitely going to be active with those periods of heavy rain, especially for the Guyana. So if there should be any flooding, please stay safe. Elsewhere across the region, headed to the ABC Islands, Cayman Islands as well, there could be a few passing showers, nothing much expected. And things will be on the drier side for Cuba, the Bahamas, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Now, going back to the tropical wave, this is a look at our surface chart. We can definitely see the axis of it. We can see it's marked right there, tropical wave. So as I said, it is going to be propagating across the tropical Atlantic. Normally, they arrive to the Eastern Caribbean within 5 to 7 days. So depending on how much activity is associated with it, that's really going to be helping to influence the rainfall for some of our islands. And even looking at this graphic here, it is showing the tropical wave movement, and they move under the influence of a subtropical high pressure area called the Bermuda High or the Bermuda Azores High. So that is what helps to steer these systems west. But if there should be some factors or some influences intruding these systems, we don't typically get a lot of convection. And one of those major things is the Saharan air layer. So it's a huge mass of dust and dirt that moves from east to west across the tropical Atlantic, headed to the Caribbean and even the Americas as well. And when that intrudes our systems, these tropical waves or even other areas of low pressure trying to develop, it helps to significantly decrease the rainfall activity. And especially in the month of July, that happens so often. We tend to see these naked tropical waves moving across the region, naked in that They are there, but you can't really tell on satellite because there's not much activity at all associated with them. But there are 60 to 65 which emerge, and there will be a percentage of them, and likely a small percentage, which will actually materialize or develop into tropical storms and even hurricanes. But as I mentioned, these early ones usually aren't a bother. However, I'll be keeping you guys posted on exactly what is going on, and that is pretty much what I wanted to bring to your attention in today's update video. So again, first tropical wave definitely there. Rainfall activity likely to persist in parts of the Eastern Caribbean, although not as much compared to yesterday. And I really do hope you found this update to be informative. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. I'll get to you when I can. And remember to always be weatherwise.